So I cover the region. So I cover Asia Pacific and Japan. What I've seen, how I think of healthcare and life sciences mentally is like this. My mental model is like this. Healthcare, by and large, is a very local business by its very nature. It is a very local business. And the vast majority of healthcare startups tends to be gaps based. So they tend to see a gap in the market and they fill it. So it's kind of like there is no big system for telehealth, for example, right? So I'll set something up. There is nobody really does queuing really well. I'll do a queuing solution. Nobody, the EMRs are terrible. I want to do a much better EMR. It's gap space. There's a gap. They fill the gap. Absolutely great way to start. Very obviously, you know where your target market is. You understand the steps to get there. But because healthcare is a local business, my feeling is that healthcare startups tend to run into some problems trying to scale. Like telehealth providers, it's unusual, and I think it's less likely that we'll see an Asian telehealth provider scale, let's say, to China or scale to the US. I think most people intrinsically kind of understand that it's difficult. That's going to be really hard. There are some healthcare businesses that can scale, particularly when it comes to more infrastructure platform-based systems. So we're seeing AI scribes come up, and AI scribes are clearly scalable because they don't impact the delivery of services directly. They are more of an indirect tool. So those I do see them scaling. I do see them moving abroad out from the whole region. How I think of life sciences is life sciences tends to be more of a global business, right? You create a new hip implant that's going to be scalable to the US, to the EU, to China as well, because everybody's got hips for the most part. And most of our anatomically are very similar. So therefore, that product can fit. But life sciences tends to be a little bit more capabilities based. So I'll give you the example. If you want to get into the genomics business, you got to be in a country where you can run sequences, you can have access to sequences, you can have access to your genetic scientists, that you have access to your data scientists who can help you with your variant calls. And so when you look at the healthcare and the life sciences, they're actually a little bit distinct. There's a lot of crossover for sure, but there's a little bit of distinction into how I think these companies come up and how they scale.
So it sounds like if it's a tool, it's easier, but if it's some form of delivery, then it will be geographically limited. Is that what you're saying?
I think if you're directly impacting on care delivery or part of the care delivery chain, then localization is key. If you're a tool, yes, localization is still key, but it will not be a massive block.
I think it'll be quite important for any healthcare startups or anyone who is thinking of starting up a healthcare startup, like all these little nuances where to play and how to win.
I don't think necessarily that if you're a startup founder, you will go to the blackboard and say, Terrence said, don't be do this tool, do that. I think that because it's gaps based, I think application or trying to fill that gap in an appropriate and correct manner is going to be the key to success. And success means different things to different people. So I tell a lot of founders, this seems like a great idea. Will you be the next big startup? Will you hit $1 billion of revenue or valuation? Excuse me. I don't think that's very likely, but will it be a decent business? Yeah, absolutely. Right. And so I think that we probably should be at a stage, especially for healthcare, of thinking, how big can this potentially scale? And yes, that is very fuzzy. It's very noisy, but potentially how big can this scale? And would I be happy with that? Are you happy with, I'll give you the example, right? So let's just say, for argument's sake, telemedicine. Are you happy with just Malaysia? Or, and if you're not happy with maybe just Malaysia, you wanted something like the whole of North America as well, maybe telemedicine might not be the best business. But then again, I do counsel some founders, well, what if it's a stepping stone? What if you do telemedicine now and you kind of sew up the Malaysia market, for example, and then you do something else, like over in the US? I mean, would that be acceptable as well? So I think sometimes it's around what is acceptable to you, what are your long-term goals, what do you hope to achieve?
Before we dive back into this incredible conversation, there are a couple of exciting opportunities with disruptive doctors that I want to share with you guys. First, if you're a doctor who's thinking about moving into a non-clinical career but don't know where to start, or even if you're a doctor who's on the fence thinking if you should leave medicine or stay, the non-clinical career pathfinder by Disruptive Doctors is designed specifically for you. The problem why we doctors think that there's no opportunities for us out there is because we've been trained in sick care all our lives, but that's not true. Healthcare is a huge ocean. What you learn in this workshop is discovering yourself, where to find all the opportunities within healthcare, your game plan, and insights from me and Vivek on how to do it. And the best part is it comes with a 14-day guarantee. By the end of this workshop, you gain so much clarity on what you need to do, or if staying in medicine or leaving for non-clinical practice is for you. Our proven framework has helped more than 1,000 doctors on finding a fulfilling career. So stop wasting your time trying to figure it out all on your own in the dark. So sign up for our next workshop on our website. Next, mark your calendar for Disruptive Doctors Annual Conference and Exhibition. It's happening this 20th and 21st of September. This conference isn't about fitting into label. It's about expanding what is possible in healthcare and reimagining the doctor's role in it. This is where forward-thinking doctors come together to drive real change in healthcare. For those who refuse to settle, this flagship event brings together doctors from diverse backgrounds to explore fresh approaches, share ideas, and connect with a community of doctors to impact healthcare differently. Remember to get your tickets on our website at disruptive-doctors.com/conference 2025. And finally, if you haven't already, please download the Disruptive Doctors app. It is a global hub where you can connect, collaborate, share experiences with doctors across the globe, and you don't have to be limited by geography. This is more than an app, it's a movement. So be part of the community of doctors who are impacting healthcare differently. And also, can you do me a huge favor? If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please be sure to subscribe, because it's subscribers like you that help us bring better guests for you. So whether it's the workshop, the conference, the app, or just subscribing to the channel, be sure to do it now. Now, let's get back to the conversation.
Join Disruptive Doctors. Oh, Disruptive Doctors. Impact.